So then we pivot and we see all these different shiny little objects of like, here's your PDF with 5 ways to make something happen. And oh, download this and this 3-step framework and your whole life is going to change. I guarantee you're going to get all of these clients once you do this. And it is like the biggest joke ever. Yet it is literally our industry. You can't even open up your Instagram without seeing something like that, right? And they're fine and they have their place, but they're not your solution. We're live.
Hey.
You can say it. Just say hi into the microphone.
Hi.
Do you want to wave? Okay. I love you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Ooh. I've been doing this work for a really long time. I've worked with people across the world, and I see the same things happen over and over and over when it comes to entrepreneurs and people in the coaching space. So if you're in the coaching space, you likely have your own business and you're an entrepreneur. So the biggest thing that we do is we hustle. We grind, and we're not seeing results. And so then we think it's a direct reflection of our strategy. So then we pivot and we see all these different shiny little objects of like, here's your PDF with 5 ways to make something happen. And oh, download this and this 3-step framework and your whole life is going to change. I guarantee you're going to get all of these clients once you do this. And it is like the biggest joke ever. Yet it is literally our industry. You can't even open up your Instagram without seeing something like that, right? And they're fine and they have their place, but they're not your solution. The problem is not them having it. The problem is you thinking that it's going to solve your problem. And because that's not your problem. Your problem is not the next strategy. Your problem is that you don't know what to do. The problem is you're not listening to yourself and you're not trusting yourself. So success is not about what you do. It's about how you think. It's about how you feel. It's about how you navigate the world and how you feel about yourself and how resilient you are, right? That's what success is. So we can look at success in a lot of different ways. We can look at success as a linear scale that if you reach this level of income, then you can be successful. Sure, we can look at it like that. But is that your gauge of success? Do you just want to reach a certain income level and that's how you know you're successful? Because that's not fulfilling, right? That's not the fulfillment that we're looking for. So when we chase a certain number, when we chase a certain outcome, and we haven't done any of the work on our inner state, then we feel very much in lack. And then we're grabbing at the free PDFs. We're grabbing at all these things instead of focusing on why aren't we trusting ourselves to begin with? What disrupts our ability to say, no, this is how I'm going to run my business. No, I'm going to do things differently. Because no copy and paste strategy is going to get you to that level that you want. It just simply won't. I tried it for so long. I love to have a different template or a different PDF because I was so scared of just putting myself out there. And I would stay stuck and I'd be like, but it works for them. It doesn't work for me. It must be something wrong with me. No, it works for them because that's what they embodied, because that's what they did. It works for them because they're them. It might work for some people, right? It might be something that if you implement, then you may feel a level of success. But truly, honestly, you're not going to feel successful until you feel successful, right? Nothing will ever be good enough until you feel successful. So why aren't you leaning on your own intuition? Why aren't you doing things your way? Are you trying to be somebody else? Don't be somebody else. You're not them. Right? Don't be these big people in the industry. Don't just grab, copy, paste. And copy and paste things are fine if you're using a certain template, as long as you're making it your own. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about hiding behind the templates, hiding behind the PDF, staying behind the scenes and not embodying the action that needs to be taken for you to create the business that you want because you're too scared to show up as you. You're too scared to get in front of the camera as you and show people who you are and let them experience and feel you. You're scared of that. So it's easier to grab this template or that template or use this framework instead of just following your own, doing things differently. Be brave enough to do things differently. Be brave enough to stand out. These markets are so crowded. They're so crowded. I don't even know how many people have their own YouTube channels and it just pop every day. I don't even know how many coaches there are. But if you want to stand out above the crowd, then you have to do it your own way. People have to be able to self-identify with who you are and what you're putting out there. They have to feel and resonate with you, or they're not going to say yes. They're going to say yes to the next person. So you can't copy and paste and template your way to success. But we also have to start with defining what success is for us. How does it feel in your body? What is that like, right? We can go through all of that. But I want you to do that. I do want you to go through all of those practices and understand what success feels like in your body. How can you actually navigate and identify success in your life? Because if it's only a number, and if you're only chasing the number first, you'll never get it, because it's not going to feel good when you get it, because you're trying to fill a void within you. So you have to be able to understand that success is you believing in yourself. Right? It's you being content with your life and who you are. That is success. It's you committing to yourself. It's you showing up for yourself over and over and over. And it's you not breaking promises with yourself. And when you master that, the financial success will come, right? It's inevitable. That when you master saying yes to yourself and holding that commitment and keeping your promises to yourself, it's hands down, you cannot outrun success that way. So that's your focus. And then you can reach those higher levels of income. Then you can get to that. So right now, what stops you? What's the big disruptor in your life? What holds you back from being fully embodied in your message? Why are you so scared to get on camera? Because it's not that big of a deal. It's not that serious. We can look at it two ways. Like I said, this is a crowded market, right? You can get on camera and a couple people are going to see it. And then the next time you do it, it's going to get better. And it's going to get better and better and better every time. And then 3 months from now, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, those are really crappy videos that I first started with, but it doesn't matter because I'm improved now, right? I do the same thing. I remember my first couple of videos, I was like, yes, I'm doing so good. And in my podcast, I was like, yes, my first couple of episodes are so good. And they were, right? I'm not dismissing that, but now I do them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so embodied in this work. Oh, I'm so embodied in my message. I feel so much more comfortable. And I felt comfortable then. I would have never said I felt uncomfortable on camera, but knowing the settling into the ease of it came from repetition, right? It feels so good now because I've done it on repeat. And it was just so foreign to me when I first started. It was not something I did. So it had to become natural for me. And that's what's going to happen. It's not going to be natural for you to sit down in front of your camera, in front of a microphone, and start talking. That's not natural. That's not how we are. Right? And so you have to be able to do things on repeat and commit to yourself and watch as you evolve. You have to be willing to suck. Let's just be honest. You have to be willing to suck at the very beginning so you can get to that level of experience, which then brings competency. Right? But you're not going to do that if you don't freaking make your first 5 videos. Whatever it is, whether that's on Instagram or YouTube or wherever it's at. Okay, so back to the crowded market, right? There's a crap ton of people in here. There's so many people. The chances of really anyone seeing your videos when you first start, pretty slim. Right? So don't worry about it. Just put it out there. It doesn't matter. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to pour my heart and soul into it and 5 people are going to watch it. I'm going to get 5 views. Who cares? Get those 5 views and let those 5 views turn into 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 1,000, right? 1,000,000. Like you see where we're going here, right? But you have to start with those smaller numbers. And that is perfect. And then you're going to improve your craft. But you have to ask yourself why you're not doing that. Why aren't you willing to trust yourself to show up on camera? Why aren't you willing to trust yourself to create your own strategy in your business? Why are you leaning so much on everybody else's words and not on yours? This is all about coming back to yourself and doing that work and really allowing yourself to be present with who you are and what that looks like and what that feels like, and then show up, right? Be brave enough to show up. Let that be what guides you, not somebody else. Not trying to replicate them or them or them, because you're not going to stand out until you fully embody who you are. And you can't fully embody who you are until you understand what holds you down from feeling that and experiencing that. Right? That's why the work that I do is so important. The things like the TRM and going through our conditioning and our beliefs and shattering our paradigms. It's absolutely vital in this game. Right? That success only comes when we feel really comfortable with who we are. Right? Like I said, I don't know anyone that fully believes in themselves and 100% commits to what they do and doesn't reach a level of success. Period. right? You're not going to outrun success if you do the things you set out to do and if you believe in yourself enough and your message and your offers. So to change that relationship with yourself, right? Change that relationship with your belief in yourself. Let go of the noise out there, right? Let go of what everyone else is telling you that how you should do your business and how you should grow your business, right? Yes, you can use that as reflection. Yes, you can use that as information and knowledge, but don't take everything as truth, right? There's no guru out there that's going to help you grow your business to where it can go. Only you can. And I mean that to my core. Like, I don't care how good someone says they are. Right? I don't care how good I say I am. It's not me that grows your business. It's you. If you step into my space, you have to be freaking willing to do the work. You have to be willing to shatter your paradigms, and you have to be willing to take the action. So if you step in my space and you're not willing to do that, doesn't matter how damn good I am at what I do, you're going to be exactly where you started because you're not willing to take the action, right? So don't let somebody convince you that they're your savior. You're your savior. You're the only person that's going to be able to take this business to the next level. And I'm going to say it over and over and over and over. Right? Yeah, get mentors, step into spaces, but take the ownership and recognize that nothing will happen in those spaces. No templates, no outlines, no frameworks will do anything for you unless you're willing to do this work on your own, unless you're willing to do the deep inner work. So you're willing to understand what success is for you and what that looks like, and remove the conditioning and the beliefs and the things that hold you back from that truest, highest level of you and your embodiment. Right? So we really bring this all together. You have to just trust yourself. Stop relying on everyone else out there to give you an answer because it's noisy. There's so many people, right? So don't rely on everybody else. Second, it's noisy. There's so many people. Let your voice be a part of that. Contribute to the noise. That's okay. I'm contributing to the noise right now. Contribute to it, right? Put your voice out there. Be willing to be vulnerable and seen and raw, right? And third, do the work. Understand what comes up. Understand what limitations you create in your mind so you can fully show up, because it really does do a disservice to the world if you're not showing up, right? Even if 5 people are watching your videos. You have 5 dedicated followers. Those 5 people's lives could be changed because you were willing to be raw and vulnerable and step into your truest self and share it, right? And be brave and courageous. So don't hold yourself back, right? Step into this highest version of yourself. I hope this really landed. I hope this resonates with you. I hope this brings something that comes up and makes you feel more alive, and see what that is. What's alive in you right now? What's coming up for you? And I'd love to know, drop in the comments what's coming up, how you're going to integrate this, how you're going to be more visible, how you're going to start trusting yourself. There's so many little golden nuggets here, and I cannot wait to hear what stands out and you take away. Talk to you next time.